He brings extensive experience in educational and collaborative leadership with an emphasis on workforce development. And he has many awards to prove how good he is at the aforementioned. So please join me in welcoming Atlanta Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Brian Johnson. Hi, Doctor.
Hey, good morning or afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I know I said morning. The show used to be on a little bit earlier, so I'm still switching my mindset. But nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
We know you're so busy. You said in your first 100 days on the job, you were going to listen, learn, and engage. Yeah. You're proving to do just that. What have you learned?
Well, I've learned a ton. I've learned that we have tremendous teachers and leaders across our district that are committed to students. We have some of the most talented students, I believe, in the country. I've met so many as I've been into schools. I've learned that we have a community that's deeply engaged and wants Atlanta Public Schools to thrive, and a school board that's committed to that charge. So I believe all the ingredients are here to be really successful, and we're excited about the days ahead.
Yeah, we both have children in the APS school system too, and I can say from a personal standpoint, as a parent who has seen my child, they've all started there, they're all still there in an APS school. It is such a community, and I love my kids. I could get choked up. I love my kids' school. I love the diversity. I love the community. I love all of it. Something that y'all do so well is putting an emphasis on the whole child. Can you explain that and how that maybe is different than what it used to be?
Well, you know, I was telling somebody earlier, our children deal with so much more, and I could talk about cell phones, but I'd go down a rabbit hole there. But you know, I was telling a group this morning, literally, that you know, there used to be a time where if I did something that wasn't so smart, I had a couple of days to kind of figure out what my story was going to be. Nowadays, because of social media and all the things, they have to, they deal with the pressures immediately. So when we think about a child being whole, we know that how a child comes to us, oftentimes we can't control. We, you know, their home lives, etc., dictate a lot of that. But we have to make sure that they feel well and are as well as possible in order to learn. It's just like anything else. If you don't feel safe, you don't feel secure, it's tough to learn. And so for us, whether it's counseling or social work or psychology, whatever it is, we want to make sure we provide that resource.
Yeah. Let's talk too about another emphasis that you all do so well is preparing our children for beyond the classroom, for beyond the school. Why was that important to you?
Well, it's critically important, even cemented in my time outside of K-12. I got a little bit of opportunity to spend in the private sector and in technology explicitly, and you see the pace of change, and you start to think about our students that are coming out of school, or even the kindergartners that are enter next year, and what the world will look like 13 years from the time they entered. And it's our job to make sure that we do all we can to position them to be successful. So for us, making sure that they're prepared to earn a thriving career is paramount, and it's important to me as a dad.
Yeah, I was going to say, as an elder, the eldest millennial, and Gen X, and all the, you know, we often say, well, we didn't learn that in school. We didn't learn that. So it's nice to see a school system adapt to helping our kids. And speaking of that, you often quote Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays. I love this quote, so I wanted our viewers to hear it. It's not failure, but aiming too low that is life's greatest tragedy.
Absolutely. Well, that quote means so much. It resounds. As I've immersed myself in all things Atlanta Public Schools, obviously Benjamin Elijah Mays, Dr. Alonzo Krim, who was the first black superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, were two pillars in public education. But this particular quote, I think, is important as we think about really the days ahead. For us, the sky's the limit. And I know that's oftentimes kind of said as a cliche statement, but really the resources are here, the talent's here. This is Atlanta, and the public schools that are here should be great in every community for every child, and that's our charge.
We have about a minute left, but I want to ask you, the Department of Education in some upheaval. What are you seeing, and how is this going to affect APS?
So simply stated, for us, we want to make sure that the students that need it most are getting the resources that they need. And so we are obviously concerned about things like students with exceptionalities. We're concerned about like Title I dollars that go to schools that have the highest concentrations of poverty. We're concerned about things like school nutrition, all federally funded types of things and supported that we'll have to continue to monitor in the days ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Johnson, you're a thoughtful leader.
I'll try to be.
We're lucky to have you.
Thank
you so much for being here. And to quote Dr. Mays again, it is not failure, but aiming too low that is life's
That's
greatest
right. That's
tragedy.
right.
I forgot the button there,
Yeah.
so I want to make sure I get that right. Thank you, Dr. Johnson.
Thank
What
you.
a pleasure. Thank you for
Pleasure's
being
ours.
here.